Hello everyone. Now we are attempting to repair this VIC-20, which is mine. It's not from a friend or something. Even if it's not the original VIC-20, that was my first computer back in 1982. A little bit of history here. The first VIC-20 that I had was on display on a household appliance shop here in the city of the South Italy where I was born. And well, I convinced my father to buy that one, which was the only one actually present in the whole shop. It was on display in the window shop, but they had no other VIC-20 for sale, so they just sell that one to us. Without the power supply, they found the power supply only after more than a week, and that was probably one of the first VIC-20 arriving in my city. And well, it was the first version with the 2-pin power supply and the big motherboard. And then after almost 2 years later, we brought back that VIC-20 to the same shop and get a discount on the brand new Commodore 64. So that one was exchanged for money. Not that much, but at the time money was really an issue, so we got some discount on the Commodore 64. Some years later, this very VIC-20 was given to me from a schoolmate for fixing his disk drive 1541, and it has practically no value back at the time, and it was working, but I probably didn't power up for 20 years or something, and now it's not working. Let's try. You see a random pattern, very on the very wrong side of the screen. Okay, sometimes, most of the times, this one gives a black screen anyway, and maybe almost anything. We'll go and open up this one. Okay, as you can see, this is the cost reduced main board, and it is smaller. There's the 2 kilobit by 2 kilobyte chips, 2 kilobytes. So 2 and 2 is 4 kilobytes. Those are 1 kilo nibble. Let's say, I mean 1 kilo 4 and 4 bits of data each one. So these 3 are 1.5 kilobyte actually, and these 3 are the memory of the VIC interface chip, which is 6561, of course the PAL version, and well, some MOS Technologies chips, which looks suspicious. You see, almost nothing is socketed in this main board, and anyway I don't have another VIC-20 to swap chips, so I hope it is not the VIC chip itself, because it's about the only thing that's very hard to find, the decent price. I mean, everything else should be replaceable. Well, this is the two phases clock input to the 6561, and it looks not too bad. I don't think this is the problem at the moment. So let's check now the clock signal to the CPU on pin 37. This should be the input clock to the 6502. So pin 37 should be this one, yeah. And then we have two-phase clock exiting from pin 39. Let's see, it's okay, looks like. And phase 1 clock exiting from pin 3, which also looks good. Reset signal looks good anyway. I checked before, and so that was not the problem anyway. So it's time to check data lines and address lines, I guess. Okay, what we are trying to see if there are some bad signal around, bad levels I mean. In this case, this is a data line, and the first division is 2 volts, so logic levels are not correct at all in this data line. Checked also address lines, and logic levels look good. So the only thing I can try at the moment easily is to remove the kernel ROM, which is socketed at the moment, and see if I find normal levels. Here we are with the replacement EEPROM with a socket adapter, and I think we didn't solve much of anything, because as you can see there are still bad levels and blank screen. So I guess we need some serious check on the diagram before proceeding. Okay, we are observing the bad levels on pin for example 15 of this UF8 bus transceiver. This is a bidirectional bus transceiver, and the direction of communication is chosen with the pin 1. Anyway, we have the bad levels on the CD side, which is CPU data bus, and other than this transceiver on this CPU data bus, there are the CPU, of course, and the kernel ROM and the basic ROM, and we already excluded the kernel. So what's left? The transceiver itself and the basic ROM, which is not used because the CPU doesn't go enough far in executing to reach the part where it's starting to read from the basic ROM. So it may be still bad, like powering down some data lines even when the basic ROM is not selected. So it's really we cannot exclude. I would change first this one, because it's the chip with the less pin so So that would be the first bet. But okay, unfortunately not much progress so far. Without the kernel ROM and the bus transceiver that I just substituted, as you can see, still low levels. So okay, the situation now is Basic ROM removed, and I put in place back the bus transceiver and the kernel. And so let's power. Well, you see much better levels now, and the situation is this one, which is what we expect when there is no basic ROM. Okay, so installed the socket, downloaded the basic ROM image from internet, put it in the 2764 EEPROM, and then here we are with the result. So I'll do some more tests on the system, but it's more likely okay now. Okay, here we are again, and I substituted the adapter with another EEPROM, which is a Motorola MCM68764, which is one of the few EEPROMs which has the same pinout of the original mask ROMs, like the 2364, and as you can see, it works fine. I don't consider this one a long-term solution because these old EEPROMs are really old. This is one vintage from 1980, which is a lot older, a few years older than the VIC-20 itself. When I need more replacement, I will make a board like this one, solder SMD E² PROM, and substitute to the needed place. Actually, this one holds two SMD E² PROM, which is for an HP instrument, but I will make the correct adapter for the 2364 once I need another few replacements, because the PCB costs less if I make a larger batch. Another thing that I do on this one is attaching a metal tab to the VIC chip, so when in contact with the top cover lid, it will help dissipate some heat. And I don't have any test program for the VIC-20, but I'll try to load a small example program from the 1541 demo disk and try to run and see what happens. Of course, I have this 1541-2, which is jumpered for drive number 9, so it works. I think most of the VIC-20 is working let's reset. Yes, see you next time. Thank you.